99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. It's a beautiful day. It's also my singular pleasure and honor to welcome Ajala Travel all over the world back into the studio. Uncle Jimi Disu is here, ladies and gentlemen. After traveling all around the world, please make welcome Uncle Jimi Disu.
I didn't travel all over the world. Baba didn't do that.
Baba is here. Baba has not luled, yes.
I've been ill.
Oh, yes, you told me.
So occasionally if I cough, please excuse me.
Yeah.
Because the show must go on.
Yes, show must go on.
But I not get TB or anything also. Don't move back now.
I'm just adjusting. I'm
Let me say I get TB or anything.
Now that you mentioned TB, I just thought to adjust.
No, adjust anything. I'm okay.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back. There's a story that's not there. I don't know how we are going to rope it in.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line, I'd like to comment on it, and that's that Bobrisky issue.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's not here, so I don't know how you're going to do that.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay.
Lagos, you can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook and on YouTube. Shall we begin now, Lagos? Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper, page 5 is where we're starting from. End bad governors. Tinubu orders AGF to free minors facing trial.
I mean, so that sounds pleasant to the ears, but for those who are insistent on due process, a president really should not be ordering the release of people that have been detained by a court, if you want to split hairs on the issue. But I think that we might want to make an exception in this case. And also, the president is making it look as if it's just occurring to him. Doesn't he read papers? This gentleman had been in detention for 3 months.
That's right.
Doesn't he? That means he was complicit. Somebody needs to convince me that the president didn't know all along that these people were in detention. So setting up some probe to probe who are the police and whatever, we shouldn't be looking for scapegoats in this case. The buck stops on the president's table, we hold him responsible. It's as simple as that. There's no time for faffing around and trying to be polite about anything. You know, I know this is how public officers sometimes can mislead even the leaders. The Minister of Information says that all of you are aware that in the last couple of days there have been some very deep inquiries and commentaries about the fate of the situation and so on and so forth. You saw what happened in the courtroom, and as a result of that, Mr. President, of his very deep commitment to democracy and the rule of law. There is no deep commitment. It's because this one backfired. Nobody should absolve anybody from this. Let's start being honest with ourselves. Because of some deep commitment to the rule of law and so on and so forth. Is the president going to tell us that for the past 3 months he didn't know that underage people were being detained? Not just these ones, also in Maiduguri. If he doesn't know, then somebody has to be held responsible for not bringing it to his attention. What kind of government would you be running? You wouldn't know this. One is tired of all this back and forth, and the issue of these children have been brought to the fore for a long time until it backfired. And according to the Inspector General, what they did, look at the attitude. Oh, what those children are doing is they're just doing show to attract attention. Excuse me, those are kids. You don't need an analysis to know that those people you saw there are kids. It's not a sight for normal eyes. It's not a sight to be beheld. You know, and so the Minister of Information wants to stop. I know he has a job to do, but the mood in the country now, at least for some of us, is beyond all this. Release these children. But I'm also glad, though, having said that they have now done the right thing by directing the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction to immediately see to the welfare of these minors, not just these ones. We have too many children out of school, poverty-stricken. The issue is beyond even this. And the story also says that police arraigned 3 minors and 16 others in Maiduguri. I don't want to say that the Inspector General should resign in case I get into police trouble one day and it is used against me. But I will take a risk. The IG has not impressed us. Some of us, he has not. Especially with that statement. I beg to say that. I beg to tell him the truth. What he said about these children has been very embarrassing. That they were didn't he see the videos? Didn't he see that they were children? What does his training as a police officer tell him? What does his training as a police officer tell him? You have an attorney general. This case has been going on. Is the attorney general going to say that he just heard of this case a few days ago? Why didn't he pick up his phone, call the IG, and give him legal advice? Why didn't he pick up his phone and call the NSA and give him advice? That is the job of the attorney general. So everybody now is become an issue of world disgrace. Everybody is running around. But in any case, all's well that ends well in the interim. And I am glad that Mr. Femi Falana, in his usual manner, has said that these minors should be compensated. Even adults should not be kept for 3 months. Talk less of kids. Amongst those kids, you could see those who are like 12, 13. Come on. And it says that Falana seeks compensation as Tinubu directs release of minors. This is what is written in the Daily Trust. And it says President orders investigation and prosecution of officers behind action. If you are going to prosecute the officers, you must prosecute the IG. He's complicit. He said that Adejobi, they are complicit because they had excuses for what the children were doing, that they were just putting up a show. But we all know that nothing is going to happen. We all know that nothing is going to happen. We just hope that this will serve as a lesson one more time to those who run the government, that there are world rules that must be respected at times like this. But they want to make it, I want to, on behalf of those who reason like me, to make it clear to them that we hold them responsible. There's no passing the buck. Don't now go start suspending some junior officer somewhere because the IG himself said that these children were putting up a show. And what's his name now? Adejobi. And this is the time to also tell Mr. Adejobi, I think I've told him once or twice, your official Twitter handle is different from your private Twitter handle. How can a police PRO, for the whole PRO for the office, after sometimes you put Ireo and all these funny things, you know. Let's get serious. You can have your own private. In fact, what the police force should do is have a PPRO Twitter handle that is not personalized, so that we can put some more seriousness into the job function. I think on one occasion, I don't know whether he was the one or whatever, I had to call a retired DIG. No, I think it was some other fellow. I had to call a retired DIG because some of us want our country to work. We don't want to come here having to criticize every day. I had to call a retired DIG, and those who are close to me will know who I'm talking about, to talk to the police PRO at that time that there is a difference between your official. In fact, indeed, once you are a PRO or a spokesperson, you can't have a private Twitter handle until you finish your job. But that's a story for another day.
Indeed. Let's quickly go take our next story this morning from page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. On Doguba, we have learned our lessons from Edo poll, INEC.
My attitude to this is that let INEC just do let them just do the needful, and let's see how we'll handle the results. I've lost complete confidence in INEC, headed by Mahmoud Yakubu. I've lost complete confidence. This is not the INEC. Who was the gentleman under Jonathan? Remind me, Professor
Jega.
This is not the INEC that Jega handed over. The credibility of this INEC is at an all-time low. Some of the revelations coming out from Edo, they are more than embarrassing. So we have the INEC, Mr. Mahmoud Yakubu, we will leave him to history. When the history of this country is being told, and his children at that time are full adults, we know what those at that time will know what to tell them. But if people think that they can do things and get away with it, it never happens. There's always a day of reckoning. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to look forward to any Ondo election. I already have a fair idea of the way it's going to go. So let them go, and then of course, go to court. We go to court, do all the rigmarole, and we'll see where it all ends. It's not, for me, anything worth looking forward to. Because the signs are there. Don't just call me a messenger of doom. INEC, it is difficult in our country, the way it is now, the way it's being run, for INEC to be impartial. It's almost impossible. That's my view.
Same for the judiciary.
Same for the judiciary.
For the legislature.
These children we are talking about were granted bail 10 million. Why didn't you just deny them bail? Any one of those children you saw, do you think any of their parents will be able to produce 10 million?
Exactly.
And I don't want to criticize the judgment. But I'm a bit worried that a judge will handle a minor like an adult. I don't get it. And over again, there was a recent one where it was said that some influential gentleman had about 11 cases. He won 10 because of his influence. Is there? Everybody knows what we are talking about. Same for judiciary. So, what the country is in complete confusion at governance level. On Saturday, you are not here. Some people are calling me to ask my view about the cabinet reshuffle, and I said to myself, the captain of a boat is the captain of the boat. If the captain is not sure of the compass that he's using to sail, the buck stops on his table. Leadership is the problem in this country, both from capability and attitude. Capability and attitude. The bulk of our leaders are very selfish people. But that's the story for, again, there's stories for another day. When will they germinate?
We've been compiling everything we've been,
On the 9th of April, I'm going to be 70, inshallah.
Inshallah.
On that day, I will talk. Yes, because I'll be a 70-year-old man. So get ready to attend it.
May you live long, sir.
Amen. And longer than that.
Yes, longer than that.
Well, because somebody needs to speak the truth in this country, Sheriff. Let's stop faffing around. It's enough. This suffering is unprecedented. We need to tell ourselves the truth. And God is working on the ground. I can see it. Let everybody just be patient. Everybody just stay cool. But it's also okay.
Underground.
Oh, underground, go okay.
I'm just wondering.
Before I know
God is working on that ground. You're
the other
going
day,
overground. Sorry. I'm just trying to connect the two together. Underground and overground.
No, but what is also okay.
Okay.
Also okay.
All right, but God is under.
How can God be under?
You said God is working on the ground now.
Oh, that guy is working on that. You will see. Even the so-called men of God, just see what is going on. See what is going on. There will be a renaissance in Nigeria very soon. Sooner than you expect. Do you actually think that the way this country is headed, certain forces and whatever would sit down and watch a great country like us wreck because those who have been given the responsibility don't know how to handle it? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We have had drifts before. Some of us have the experience of history. We have had drifts before when we were all hoping that this country is going to hit the whatever. At the last minute, something will pull out.
Let's go take our health story. It's Tuesday, and there you go.
No, it's this one. This is the story.
Yes.
The health story is different. Right. Well, the good news, I'll go through this one very quickly. The good story here and the good news, thank God, is that the Lutz Foundation have achieved a milestone in a bone marrow transplant for sickle cell patients. And the first 2 sickle cell patients admitted have been discharged and are under observation. For those of you who know the importance of this, I'm sure some of you know, I don't like to call them sicklers, but for the benefit of what we are talking about, and how it's been that there has been no cure. Now, it appears as if you're able to do some bone marrow transplant, you'll be able to regenerate and whatever. And so I have 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sicklers under my observation. As I speak, I'm thinking of 2 of them, and I know they're hearing me. Once we can do this, I will beg the government to put money into this project and let us relieve ourselves of this. And it's a time to also warn our people. Get your genotype right before you marry each other. I can never forget Dr. Tosin Ajayi of blessed memory. He saved me in 1982. I was madly loving me. I was madly in love until he called me one day and said, do you know your blood genotype? I said, no. On checking my genotype, I turned out to be AC, which means I have to steer clear of anybody who is AS. Therefore, in my toasting exercise, when I'm filling in the form, your name, please, date of birth, then I ask your genotype. Once it is AS, I take a walk.
It's not, okay, well, it's not that it matters anymore. It doesn't matter anymore.
What did you not hear what Diabumi said?
What did Diabumi say?
Life starts at 70. If you don't know now. Just get your agbada ready. There's a big event coming.
What big event? Who is going to go?
Telling me. This is the color of the agbada I want to wear. What? So you just need to sew an agbada on top of this guba.
What is it?
I think there's a big event coming. Sheriff, cool down.
You are not getting married again.
Why not? Is there a law that says that?
But you are not having babies again.
Why not? At a time when, let's be reasonable. I had this discussion with somebody this morning and we were laughing. I said, now in the modern age today, people are doing IVF, they're doing this and they're doing that. If some people are ready to do IVF for somebody they don't know the origin of the sperm and whatever, if you have an identified man, even if it's a year to the grave, even if the child does not grow up old enough to know the man, at least you will show him the photograph. This is your dad. So it can happen.
Is that fair?
I'm making a public declaration that it can happen. Anything can
happen.
Anything can happen.
Anyways, you have us, you have me. I'll be a nice, elder brother.
Yes, now.
No.
Oh my God, we are back again.
Oh my God.
You're my next of kin, Sheriff. You know that. You're my twin brother.
Oh my word. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Let's go take this Bobrisky story.
Yes.
This headline in the Vanguard reads, Bobrisky reveals reasons for leaving Nigeria.
The story is, the whole thing is a complete mess. Apart from the subject itself, look at a man. You're so supposedly looking for a man. When you get to the airport, you present yourself first to the... By the way, I'd like to commend Festus Keyamo for some improvements he has brought to Ikeja Airport. I'd like to give him that commendation. That if anybody can please call him and tell him, my bro Festus Keyamo, I'd like to thank him so much for what he has done. But there's still a lot more to be done. That's another story for another day. Now, when you want to travel, you present your passport to some DSS man who looks through one computer. I don't know what he's looking for. That is where your heart will be beating that you might not go. When he clears you, he passes you to the immigration man to process your passport. I'd always said that in modern countries, even Ghana next door, what you do is you put your passport in the computer, he reads it. If there's any problem between immigration and whatever, the door doesn't open for you. But that's another story for another day. So Bobrisky, I will assume, presented his passport at DSS, got cleared, and then boarded the plane. A Nigerian agency now went onto the plane to arrest him. That is gross incompetence, complete embarrassment to the guy. And at the end, why did you arrest him? He said, okay, because he made a claim that he bribed your officers. That's why you went to arrest him. He's been here all along. He's made the claim now for close to about 2 months. You now make a show, delay the flight, and then the man himself, when he's now finally leaving, thinks that he's telling us something that nobody has ever done. I went by business class, I went by first class, I went by this, and then bloggers now, spread it all over. What kind of a people are we? What kind of a people are we, Sheriff? It's disgraceful. The way we present ourselves, the way we expose ourselves, is completely disgraceful. And that is why there is a development in the United Kingdom that I don't know if people have seen. Let me quickly go to that. The lady who heads the Conservative Party, Omo Brodamini Iwosan, she's a Nigerian. Forget all this. Let's quickly tell Mrs. Abike Dabiri not to congratulate her, and we are proud of her. She's British as far as that is concerned. But she has dual whatever. So, but she's a Nigerian. She was born in England just like I was. Brought to Nigeria at some point. She did her secondary, her primary and secondary here. And then went back to uni, to UK, and has been there ever since. There are loads of us like that. But this particular person has a dislike for us as a people. We need to get ourselves ready for that. For example, I saw where she was quoted as saying that the demand for reparation
I saw the
British
video.
government.
It wasn't a quote.
A video, yes.
She said it.
For all what we have suffered, the looting of our people, the energy our people use. If you go on the London Underground, you will know what our people must have gone through when they took them there. And how they came, looted our artifacts, looted everything, messed up our governments. And she now said, because of the word that she used, she now said that the demand for reparation is a scam. And I said to myself, no wonder she's the head of the Conservative Party. Because the British government is going to go down a lot on immigration. There are too many people for them to handle, amongst other things. So it's better, they tried with the Indian one. Let's try with this Nigerian one. But, excuse me, I'm going to have a guest on Thursday. We're going to look at that issue critically. We should be prepared. The leader of a party in the United Kingdom is a potential prime minister. Any day can happen overnight. So we need to be prepared. But we ourselves, there was a man on Arise yesterday. He said something that struck me, even though he was trying so much to defend and this and that. But he said something that struck me. He said, we are the ones who have created a lot of these monsters. That because of the way we carry ourselves and the way we behave ourselves, it makes it difficult for people. She won her election basically on criticizing Nigeria by saying that she suffered all this when she was going. Not that she suffered, though. There was no poverty. Egbonmi was a successful doctor until he passed. He was with us in Sulere there. His younger brother, Gwangos, is there. So this is a Nigerian to the core. But coming from you see, black people, coming from a black person to say that reparation is a scam. Autonomy.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. We have to go now. We must go now.
We must go now.
Mm-hmm. We must go now. But perhaps you can just go through the health-wise page as we go.
Excuse me, very quickly. Hungry minors. Pediatricians demand Child Rights Act implementation. Teeth whitening in beauty parlors illegal, declares the NDA president. Those who go for teeth whitening and so on and so forth. Once the mouth is not smelling, that's enough. I don't understand all these things. I don't know, but babies born to malnourished mothers risk diabetes, heart diseases. Infection spread looms over sale of fake condoms. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
That fake condoms.
Why did I have to?
No, I'm just asking. I'm reading and asking. I want you to pay attention.
Okay.
No, to all stories now, but to just for you to know that sale of fake condoms.
Okay.
Fake condoms.
I don't know why I should hear it.
Benny.
You got to mean.
Sheriff, let me go on. This is my first day.
Okay, we have to go. He's back at 9 o'clock. All right. You're back at 9, right?
I'm back at 9, yes.
Okay. All right. Let's hand you back to Kofi now, Lagos. Good morning to you.
Babe, I've been calling you all day. Where have you been?
Still trying to... 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.